So today we're here with a Huffman student, Andrew Giosia, about a paper he recently wrote. It was a research argument paper. Andrew, what topic was it your paper over, and why did you choose the topic?
Today we are talking about nanotechnology. My paper is over nanotechnology, the pros and the cons of this technology. I chose this topic because it's something that I'm interested in and it's highly argued over in today's world. I think people should know more about what is going on with this technology than they already do. Nanotechnology is technology on the nanoscale, which is extremely small. For example, robots, the things controlling the robots, like the insides of robots, would be controlled by nanoparticles, nanobots. Therefore, the robot could be controlled by a remote somewhere that a person is controlling.
What is the claim you're making with this argument?
The question is, can people be trusted with a technology that could prove to be very deadly? The claim I'm making is, I believe if there were certain regulations and rules put on nanotechnology, it would provide a much safer living experience for the world and make people think better of it. This way, everyone is happy. The side against nanotechnology gets to place their regulations and rules, and the side for nanotechnology continues its research and design within this field of science.
So where'd you get all your information from?
Here's a list of my sources. Jürgen Altman has a PhD in physics. He's been studying nanotechnology since 2002. He's a very reliable source because of his involvement with this technology. Mark Gubrid has a PhD in science and global security from the prestigious Princeton University. He works for the International Committee for Robot Arms Control, as does Altman. The next article is another by Jürgen Altman. I explained all of his information before. This article comes from a security dialogue and was published in 2004. I think connections between this article and the first article can be made. This one talks about the great risk factors and the great accomplishments that could come from nanotechnology. Malcolm Phillips, Nano Defense Technology, Military Technology, 36.5, that's the issue number. This is one of the shorter articles I use for my paper, but it gives good examples of how the controversy over this topic began. It discusses many of the dangers involved with this technology. One of the biggest issues in this article is how nanotechnology could be used within chemical and biological warfare.
So what are your rebuttal arguments?
I have two rebuttal arguments. Sanjeev Singh and Arti Singh, I'm not sure if their relation, comes from a anesthesia essays and researches journal. This article talks about nanotechnology involved with medicine and physiology. It gives great examples of how this technology has improved in a short amount of time and how it's being used in hospitals with surgeons and has many medicinal uses. My second rebuttal argument, you can see the names listed there, comes from a Journal of Pharmaceutical Sciences Review and Research. The article is involved with nanotechnology and the medical field. It talks about the great risks and great accomplishments that could come from this technology. Gives good examples of how the medical field is greatly expanding with nanotechnology and how it could potentially revolutionize medicine and medical practices such as surgery.
What is your counter argument?
Well, my claim being, if there were regulations and rules set, that it could meet in the middle. So my counter argument would be, setting rules and regulations will only cause one more of a problem and give the people yet another thing to argue over. So nothing would be solved. My thinking about this topic, I'm in the middle, as I was in the beginning. I never could really choose a side. Even before I started it, I couldn't choose a side. I thought, you know, the regulations and rules, it'd be, if they did that, it would be easy for people to establish common ground, and just everyone could be happy about, like, you know, people could feel safe, and then the scientists could do what they wanted to do. Other than that, I don't think my changing about the topic has been redefined. My thinking about the topic has been redefined in any way.